I sold a bunch of items from my online store where I sell pop culture games, books, toys, and other items. And I'm getting ready to ship some out. So let's see what sold today. Up first from my record collection. From 1975, We All Live Together. This is a children's album that was by the artists Steve and Greg. It's essentially folk music for children, and it is, look, if you have nostalgia for it, it's good for you. Like children's stuff, it gets a pass, but we have to check these albums before we sell them. This was a hard listen. So this went out today, and I'm assuming it's to someone who wants to play it for their kids. So there you go. Steve and Greg, We All Live Together. And then I have a bunch of books that sold for my book collection. Okay, so like literally a stack of books sold, and they're all from different people. But let me go through some of them that are actually pretty cool. First, one that surprised me, and it's called The Tall Book of Christmas. And you can understand why it's called The Tall Book of Christmas, because it's a tall book. There you go. Proof in titles. Now, this book I was surprised by because it actually is worth a lot. I did not know that when I got it. I got it because, as usual, I thought it had really cool illustrations. And that's basically why I usually get books. I just go by what looks cool, or if I know what it is. But this book has a bunch of illustrations. It is a chaptered book with different Christmas stories and things like that. And it's got really detailed sort of illustrations that go along with the story. Happy to find this. It was still a cool book, but it sold right away. So that's The Tall Book of Christmas. Oh, and by the way, it's from 1954. I forgot to mention that. Then I have two books that also went right away for Christmas. This one here is called Santa Claus and Lil Monk. You know, L-I-L. You can't say little, it's Lil. It's actually harder to say Lil than little to me. It seems like I'm going Lil. It is a Fuzzy Wuzzy book. So what you got here, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but wherever Santa's suit is, it's got a textured fuzz that's on top of it. So if you've never heard of a Fuzzy Wuzzy book before, that's what that is. Like right here, Santa's outfit is all fuzzy, so you can feel it. Now, this book is from the 1950s as well, and here's the thing. Usually, these fuzzy things do not stand the test of time. They get really brittle and they just kind of fall off like dust. This one is still in great condition, even though it's like a paperback. But the real main thing is there's a monkey, for some reason, at the North Pole who is Santa's friend and keeps messing things up. So that's the story. That's Lil Monkey. I don't know if they're just trying to do another like, hey, it worked for Rudolph. Let's see if we can put a monkey into the picture. Then from 1958, I had another Santa book, and this one's a Fuzzy Wuzzy and a tall book. Plus, it's also a shape book because it's cut out to the picture that's on the cover. And this one is called Nightmare Before Christmas, which the classic story. And inside, again, just fantastic illustrations to go along with the original story of Night Before Christmas. I keep wanting to say Nightmare Before Christmas. And, you know, there's the whole goes to see what's the matter because he heard a clatter and all that stuff. And then there's Santa and his reindeer. But yeah, that's a really cool book too. Now, we spent a lot of time on that. Let's kind of tear through the other books that I sold. From 1975, The Rattle Rattle Dump Truck. And again, got it because of the pictures. Got a fire engine house there. Fire engine house? Fire station. You know what I mean. From Sesame Street, we have Oscar's book, which is kind of like Grover's book where he talks to the person reading and it somehow just kind of goes through the narration and wacky things happen. Then keeping on the theme of Christmas, the classic story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And this one has illustrations based more on the original book that was put out. 1971, Sesame Street, the Together book. This book here is illustrated by Roger Bradfield, and I like it because it's got like felt tip marker sort of drawings of the Sesame Street people. Like, I love this style of drawing right here. Like, this thing encapsulates what the whole book is like. And I like, look at Grover. Grover, does he have teeth there? No, it's just off-color printing, but still. Shirley Temple's Fairyland. This is a storybook, or I guess you would say fairy tale book, that was from a series of books that Shirley Temple put out for children, because Shirley Temple grew up, had children of her own, and then wanted to make children's stories available for them. Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, the reason I like this book is because it's even illustrated by Walt Disney Studios, but it's not doing the normal thing where they just take stills from the movie. They actually had them create special pictures for the book itself. Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland, a giant golden book. And it really is. This is a golden book because it's got the little thing there, a big old book that has huge illustrations. Once again, illustrations that were made specifically for the book itself by the Walt Disney Studio. So it's like a whole production just specifically for the children's book. And then same thing for Pinocchio. Here's Walt Disney's Pinocchio. It's a much larger book. It's not a golden book. And inside we have Geppetto inside the whale. I was always confused by that particular story. He goes to look for Pinocchio and then he's in a whale. I don't know. Maybe I was just too young when I first saw this movie and I haven't seen it since, because why would I? But here's Pinocchio again, and these are all specifically drawn for the book. 1973, Pebbles and Bam Bam. This is based on the cartoon from the 70s, which also got turned into a comic strip, as you can see here, of Pebbles and Bam Bam when they became teenagers. Because before we did everybody as the baby version of themselves in cartoons in the 80s, in the 70s, we had them all as teenagers because they started out as babies and now they're grown up and they've got grown up problems, even though they're in the Stone Age. Pebbles and Bam Bam. This here is a book I've never seen before, and it's a Mr. Rogers Talks About book. And it's really just different subjects that are about different things that kids go through. Like, it's got whole chaptered formats here where it talks about like the new baby, moving, fighting, different things that you have to talk to children about and how they can deal with their emotions. And inside, there's not even pictures of Mr. Rogers or from the show. It's like photo stills of the subject matter. So they wrote it. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, it's a children's book to talk with them, but it's also kind of written by a doctor, but it's overseen by Mr. Rogers. It's an interesting book. I've never seen this. I mean, then I've got Acting Out, ABC, Rumpelstiltskin, Freckle Juice by Judy Blume, 101 Dalmatians, Mary Poppins, 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe, Forest Babies. I mean, seriously, I told you I sold a lot of books. So I got to put those all out, but I still have a couple more things. 2 more Christmas decoration type items sold. So first up, I have this Mickey Mouse ornament. It has no date on it, so I'm not sure when it's from, but if I had to guess, I'd say from the 1990s or early 2000s. And this shows Mickey Mouse driving around in I'm going to say a jalopy, but he's got Christmas presents and they all have to and from written on them, and he's driving around in a Santa hat. So there's a little hook on the top for it there so you can hang it from the tree. So that sold as well. Then this item, which I continue to find, sell, buy, get over and over again. Not only this item, but the other Muppet Babies. There used to be a promotional thing. I wanted to say something else, but all I could come up with was thing. A promotional thing for Hardee's where you could get different Christmas outfitted, basically the Muppet Babies in Christmas outfits, and you could buy all of them. There was Fozzie, Miss Piggy, Kermit. Those might have been the only 3 you could get, but this is the Kermit one, and I got this one, and this sold as well. So that's a promotional item from Hardee's, and I want to say it's from the late 80s. So I know I sell a lot of books, and that's actually one of my main focuses, but when I sell a whole bunch of them at once, that's a lot to ship out. So I am going to pack those. If you want to see what other items I have for sale and the type of stuff that I pick up, head on over to my website, thepopcultureroadshow.com, and you can check out all the items and different videos that I have over there. So thanks for watching.